Hi everyone. I guess we are running a little late and it's been a long evening. So I'll try to keep this short, quick, and hopefully engaging. Extremely thankful to Sarita, Mallika, Maitreyi who've been in touch with me and given this opportunity to speak. Less than 36 hours ago, I was in the valleys of Arunachal Pradesh. Next to waterfalls, rivers, got bitten by the local black flies called damdums, which leave stings. So I have stings all over my feet. And I reached Mumbai last night, and I was on a 10-day break because I burnt out before that. It was a long year of relentless work, and I realized I needed break. After that 10 days of solitude in nature, coming back, facing a crowd, giving a speech was nerve-wracking. I'm not used to this, probably the second speech maybe I've given in my lifetime. I wrote down points for my speech on my way here. I was constantly thinking, should I just quit it, right? So this was a micro tipping point, so to say. And why I'm saying all this is to kind of tell everyone that there's one value that I have imbibed in the last 10 years in me is try to stay out of your comfort zone, and that's when growth follows you. And which is why when I was approached by LXMI team on this particular edition with tipping point as the topic, I resonated with it very well because there have been multiple moments of tipping points during my entire career, not just entrepreneurship, but as an employee of an MNC and working at startups. And I felt the ground under my feet slipping away. I felt the 150 plus, heart racing. I felt the word quit constantly. But only thing that kept me going is I survived and embraced that moment, that you just have to embrace it and let it pass. So I'll go into the details of what I mean by these tipping points in my journey. But before that, I'm very, very humbled to get this opportunity and to talk to so many wonderful women building amazing things. So to start out, this is 23-year-old me. I'm 35 now. And if you ask this kid, more or less, in 2013, would you want to become an entrepreneur? She would have said, hell no. I do not know how to run a business or the capitalistic mindset of running a business, because that is what I thought business was back then. I was a socialist at heart, wanted to work for social sectors, education, health, women empowerment. But the paradox was the first job I landed at in my college campus placement was at investment banking. 7 a.m. day one campus placement, I get an offer from a German bank with an amazing salary. My family was on top of the world. I gave in to the comforts of life, right? And I won't say that it was a bad decision. With time, I realized every job teaches you whether it's your passion or not. And 2 years I was working in investment banking. I was in Bombay here, living at Goregaon. I also had stints at London. Learned stress management to the T in this job, which is useful for me even now at my business. But this is where I felt my first tipping point in career, because I was at a high from a societal career standpoint, with a good brand name on my CV, good salary, good colleagues, everything. But I was internally not aligned with what I was doing. I was building virtual products, complicated mutual funds for European markets. And I was like, I can't see these products, I don't relate to them. How long can I go on The next step was to move to London, make money for 5 years, retire early, but maybe lose your health in the process. I didn't do that. I took a leap of faith. I embraced my tipping point, and I then started preparing for civil services exam. For a good 3.5 years, I gave 4 attempts. The exam is brutal. A lot of the aspirants like me completely crumbled down going through it because it's a year-long exam. And it did the same thing to me. It hit my mind for the first time. I lost my confidence. Civil services was always meant to be a means to an end. I wanted to use the designation of an IS officer to make change for the society. It wasn't for the money or the power, which was anyway there for me through the other means, through corporate life. But it didn't happen, and this was the first time I went after my own dream. And that shattered me. So that was the second tipping point. And failure, as someone mentioned during the talk, right, it hits really hard for women. Because when you fail even at a national level exam, which is literally a tiny part of your life, you feel you failed at life. Despite maybe your career was amazing, your college was amazing, you have wonderful family, you still take that one failure very seriously and take it to heart. And that happened to me. But I'm blessed with an amazing elder sister who guided me, an amazing family. So I embraced that tipping point again, and I went back to work. I told myself, my peers are founders now, they're vertical heads, they're earning 3x of what I would earn if I go back. But I have to start. I have to start again from zero. So I did. I joined a startup, Misho, which is now, competing with Amazon's and Flipkart. And that was like my mini MBA, I told myself, to get back into workforce. And I learned everything I thought I missed out in that 3.5 years in 1.5 years there. Hungry to get back, I was hungry to learn. And then serendipity always happens when, you are bouncing back, right? COVID was a tough time for all of us, but the beautiful time for my family, we were locked down under the same roof. My sister, who was building her career separately, we both studied in the same college at IIT Kharagpur, and we were always in different cities, but we ended up under the same roof during COVID. And both of us were hungry to build something, to innovate something, to make use of our education. And we used that COVID time to work towards what really made a difference to us. And health was something that was very close to home. And our own health started getting impacted after 30. Random things like, this was me doing a funky yoga pose, but my knees started hurting. Calcium levels going down. My sister was like, hey, we eat right, we are staying fit, but still, body is changing with age, and we should address that. And the most important problem area we identified in the health space is nutrition, which is most of the time neglected. We hit the gym, we track our water levels, we track our sleep hours, but we forget to watch what we are eating on our plate. Is it balanced? And if it is not, are we supplementing it, right? So we realized the nutrition supplements market was pretty broken, and the huge problem was the fear. Fear to take something artificial on a daily basis, and that was just like ruining our day-to-day lifestyle. So then we used our own education. We built an R&D team. I didn't give context about the brand Earthful. So we built it as a plant-based nutrition brand where every single vitamin, mineral, active comes from a plant source. And our philosophy was, nutrition was always in the nature. It was in fruits, vegetables, your herbs. Things went back to lab because of World War, and soldiers needed vitamin C tablets quickly. They were getting diseases in the cold. So, the whole factory churning started. So we wanted to go back to the roots. And Sarita also mentioned to me to, touch upon some of the hardships we faced while building this company over the last 4.5 years. First and foremost struggle was when you disrupt the market, you will face resistance. And the disruption was we were going against the synthetic, traditional formulas of pharmaceuticals, of, building out products with artificial ingredients and a lot of unnecessary junk. So whenever we spoke to stakeholders in the industry, we faced resistance. That was the first and foremost, and this was during the second wave of COVID. We took a whole year, we focused on the R&D, we built out innovative products, and we're doing really well right now. Sure. And maybe one other anecdote I'll give of probably a hardship or a challenge more so, because there are like so many, the entire evening will take that up. One other could be, I think funds was also talked a lot during the talk. So we were also initially bootstrapped. My sister and I put our savings from our work experience. And but after a point that was getting over. And working capital increased. We had to pay our vendors. Money in the bank was coming down. It was funding winter, 2022, 2023. No one was ready to give us money. But again, serendipity, as I say it. I casually went for a coffee with some friend's friend. I said, I want to know more about debt financing, like how do I get loans? And then he happened to know someone else, who happened to know someone else, who was an HNI, who had a family office. And within a week, we were called for a meeting, and I didn't prepare for the pitch on the spot. We said stuff. In a day's time, we got 5 CR funding. When we were almost like, hey, will this shut tomorrow, right? So there are many stories like that. And I feel these tipping point moments, as I said, are very important because that is when you see growth happening in you individually and in your company. But towards the end, what I want to end with is, now we face so many challenges. I embraced it, but what really pushed both my sister and I to do this? We could have gone back to comfortable jobs, gotten a salary every day rather than being without salary for a few years. I think it's the who you're building for. That purpose drove us. And I'm getting to the main part of our brand right now, which is who is our consumer. We figured that for women who are 40 plus, they are going through a whole gamut of health challenges and no one has built products for them. I'm 35, probably in 5 years I would be facing these issues. And there are about 350 million plus women who are in menopausal phase in India. A woman spends half her lifetime in this phase, and there is no brand, no big company also which has built customized solutions for us, for 40 plus women. And we figured that was a big gap and we want to solve for these women. And we built out products which are solely for her, with vitamins, minerals, like your vitamin C from amla, calcium from marine algae, shatavari, gokshura, all of these at right dosages that these women need. That's been our bestseller so far, and were able to serve close to 1 lakh plus consumers in this process. We went to 2 business shows. This was a regional OTT. My sister was 6 months pregnant in this. And we went to Shark Tank also recently, got a check there. And I would just wrap up with one quote that has stayed with me for a very long time, which is, Gandhiji said that when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in alignment is when you're at peace. And I constantly strive for that. It might not be the case with every decision I'm doing right now, but I strive to reach there. And I feel with my current business, I'm a good percentage there. I'm so aligned with the purpose with which I'm doing this. I don't see it as a capitalistic business. For me, Tatas are the epitome of building business in India, making things in India, going global, having ethics in your business, building by women, for women, employing women. 60% of our workforce is women. And that's what is driving me and my sister. And I hope in some way I'm able to inspire at least some of you. Extremely thankful for this opportunity. Thank you.
Adi Lakshmi.